welcome to another edition of the O'Connor Angle, and we're at our syndicate lake again, and as you've seen by previous videos, we've been doing a bit of time here, and we thought we'd give it a few nights, didn't we, mate?
That's right, yeah, it's about fifth, sixth visit, something like
Yeah, something like that, and yeah, we've done all right. We, you know, as the journey continues with everything, we've been doing really well, and like I say, we got down here early this morning, and typical the area that you want to be in.
Someone's in it.
Always someone in it. Anyway, we waited for the swims. The gentleman was going, and unfortunately, well, he was meant to go at 1 o'clock, but unfortunately, he had some bad news where his missus collapsed at work. So I hope that she's all right, and he had to go a bit early, but it meant that I could get in the swim. But you know, I hope she's all right for him. But the dad had to wait as well. He's just got into his swim, and we've just got the rods out now, etc. Haven't we, really, mate?
Yeah, we're now cooking, as you would say. We've got all the rods on the spots. We know the spots because we've been in these swims before. We're trying some different tactics, some different baits, see how it goes. The reason we try these different baits is probably mostly for you guys, because we know there are baits that work here. We've tried them, we've caught with them, but we think, well, let's try some others, let's try a different rig, whatever. It works, doesn't it? Sometimes it don't.
Exactly. I mean, on previous videos you've seen that, you know, we've done very well with the nutcracker and fully loaded. I mean, we caught loads of fish. The last, I think it's 2-3 visits, and we absolutely had loads, which you guys would have watched by now.
No, they haven't been on yet, have they? Oh yeah, they will be when
they will be when the time that these guys watch.
Yeah.
I think it's a swan.
Thought I'd have run then.
Dad's getting a few plates. It's just dropping back a bit. I think the line's just come round.
The swan's just gone over there, I think.
But yeah, like I say, we've been doing very well with the nutcracker and the fully loaded. Caught absolutely loads of fish, as you see, like I said in the previous videos. But this time I've changed it around now. I know it's a bit of a weird one. If you catch him, why change?
Yeah.
But the whole idea of being with, you know, when you're a consultant for a bait company is you've got to try other things. It's not that you could be missing out on something.
Exactly.
So it was hard, and it was hard to pull off the nutcracker and fully loaded. It really was. I've been catching with it. But on this session I've gone in, and Dad has gone in, with the tuna and garlic on one, and the spicy fish with the other. In fact, we've even left the nutcracker and fully loaded at home because I know what would have happened, wouldn't it? Yeah. We would have, you know, oh no, you ain't had a bite for a few hours, I'm putting that back on, you know. Right. So we've purposely left them at home. Yeah. So, like I say, you're going to join the journey with us. Have we done the right decision or not? That the time will tell. But like I say, it's around, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 1:30 now.
Right, it's 10 to 2. 10
to 2. And it's hot. You know, they've spawned, but it's still hot. The lake was shut. It's reopened now. But like I say, there has been a few coming out, not loads. But I just hope that we have done the right decision and brought the right bait this time. Like I say, we did leave that on there, but we've done it on purpose, guys. Remember that, we have done it on purpose. So like I say, sometimes, you know, when you're a consultant for a company, you get a big range of baits. A bit like you guys go into a tackle shop, what one do you use, what don't you? And sometimes you could be missing out on something, but then again, sometimes you could get it wrong, can't you? So it's one of those sessions. We're here for a few nights. Carp Dog Ted's here, he's just having a kip, and like I say, we're all baited, and let's see what happens, of course. But we'll get back to you guys as soon as something happens, and
which hopefully won't be too long.
Yeah, let's hope that made the right choice here. So, but yeah, we'll leave it there, and hopefully we'll come back to you. We've got a nice mid-20 or even bigger.
Yeah. Looks like Ben's into his first fish. Wind's getting up a bit. Looks like he's playing out. It's a bit sunny out there. It's windy behind me, warm in front of me. Get behind him, out of the sun. It's out there somewhere. The lilies are well up now. So we've beefed the gear up to get the cart through the lilies if we have to. This one's coming in fairly easy. Oh no, he's pulling back now. Is he coming, Ben?
Yeah, he's just stuck in the pads. Here he comes. Just grab me net.
Ben's fishing right over there somewhere, beyond them pads. But it looks like he's coming through, so...
Do give a good scrap in here, don't they?
They do, don't they? No matter what size they are, they'll give you a row. What's going on? We'll have a run there.
Just plodding along out there.
Yeah. See him in the net.
Goosty. Just how we like them. Just before the barbecue.
Yeah.
So we'll get him out. Have a look. It's a half decent one. And we'll get the rod straight back out. Alright, well after that battle, you just see me have landed a lovely 29.5 pound mirror. This one was on the tuna and garlic. Like I say, it probably would have been a 30 before spawning, but obviously they've just spawned, so he's cracking, absolutely crapping bait up everywhere. So I can lift him up. We should have a look at him. There we go. 29.5. Just recast the rod as well, and I see a few fish down there. And on the tuna and garlic on the left hand rod, that one. And like I say, on the right hand rod, spicy fish. I'll go more into rigs and bait and that bit later. But yeah, first one for me, 29.5 pounds. So just in time for the barbecue as well, just before, should I say. But yeah, what a fish. What a way to start off the session. Yeah, about a week ago, mate, you was probably about 32.
Yeah.
You probably was. As you can see there, guys, look, just before we put the camera around, that fish has proper been on the bait. Like I say, we've got quite a bit out there, and as you can see by that bit, I think there's another bit up there in the sling. That fish was well and truly on the bait. So yep, like I say, tuna and garlic, and there's the proof of the pudding. Just weighed it, and some of it's in the sling. So let's get that rod straight back out.
Right, after that one, we just sorted the barbecue out, and Ben's other rod went off. And looks like he got another one, playing another one now. At this rate, we're never going to get fed.
To be fair, that rod has been out no more than 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Oh, was it the same rod?
It's the same rod.
Same rod, right.
That's what I mean.
It wasn't his other rod.
They were crapping the bait out on that mat. It's just stuck in the pads now.
It's like it's gone through the pads again.
Here it comes.
Like he's free now, he's coming out, he's out of the pads. He's out in open water now. Come around here. Lovely, that'll do. Let's get him up, let's get him weight, see what he weighs, Right, could you believe it? You wait all day, didn't you, for a bite? Typical, like a London bus. 2 at once. Well, put the rod out, and I reckon it was 15 minutes. Like I said, you see the pictures of the mat, the fish were crapping out of the bait, got that rod back on the money, and same one, tuna and garlic again. And it's produced this 24.5 pound, obviously spawned out, but very
very long common. It's got some rubber on it. Let's see if we can get him up. There you go. Got a few marks on her, as you can see. She's got a red eye. If you look carefully on the eye, it's got part of a red eye there. Must be related to a tench.
Yeah.
Only joking, of
And a
course.
broken rib.
But yeah, he's obviously been battered and bruised through spawning.
Yeah.
Lumps on him, or her. But yeah, 24 and a half. Not bad, 2 bites, 24 and a half common and 29.5 pound mirror. So
Yeah.
that'll do. And now I am definitely putting the barbecue on.
Yeah, we will.
Well, as you see with them 2 fish, I did promise to get the barbecue on, and it is on. A la carte menu, Della O'Connor. Don't fuck about. As you can see, the Chinese chicken is on, and no doubt one of us is going to get disturbed by a fish, but enter the barbecue, as they would say. Teddy. Well, like I just said, just having the barbecue. In fact, there's a little bit of me chicken there, which he's guarding. And like I said, we would be interrupted. I thought we would be. Dad's got one on, but it's done him in the pads at the moment. Sorry about the quality, guys. I've got the sun right in, coming into the swim. So I've had to go at the back of the bivvy to sort it out. I think Dad's just letting some line out to see if it comes out the pads. But yeah, the rod was wrapped round, and typical, right in the middle of the barbecue. So I think Dad's just going to give it some line and see if we can get this fish out of the pads. But yeah, the filming quality, I don't know if it's going to be great, just due to the fact that the sunlight is right coming through the middle of his swim. So bear with us. Just putting some pressure on it now. And it looks like it's well solid. I think it's going to be one of those typical. Better take the food off the barbie, so if it gets cold, it's Albert's fault. Right, I think we'll leave it there, guys, and let's see if we can get this fish out. As you last time I spoke to you, it was when Dad had one on, interrupted the barbecue. And unfortunately it did him in the pads and that, he got caught up in it and it just went solid. So anyway, we got all the tackle back, which is the main thing. Obviously the fish is safe, etc. As we got that rod back out for Dad, would you believe it, the right hand rod of mine, that's ripped off. I was on the phone to Faye and yeah, one of those, babe, I've got to go. You know how it goes, lads, yeah? And yeah, I've just had a lovely 27 pound common, so let's hold this one up.
Bit lively, isn't it?
Yeah, they are so lively in here. But yeah, so far, they're so good. If they behave, of course. Yeah, mate. This one don't want to behave. But yeah, on the right hand rod, this one. And there we go. Come on. 27 pound spicy redfish. First one on that bait. So yeah, over the moon with that. I'm going to say a 24, 27 now, and a 29 and a half. So what a great evening's fishing. I'm sure Dad's going to get off the mark, but yeah, well pleased with that. Just had a banging barbecue. Time to get the rods back out, and I think we might even probably try and settle down for the evening. But yeah, 27 pound common. There we go. 27 pound bar of gold going back to its home. away you go. There you go. Ta-da. Well, the time is silly o'clock. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've just been woken up by Dad, and Dad has his first fish of the session, which weighs in at 24, just over 24, I think it was 24.2, 24.3, something like that. But yeah, beautiful common from the Syndicate Lake, and yeah, first one for Dad. Unfortunately, he has dropped, was it 1 or 2? Two, unfortunately, in the pads, but the third time lucky got this one in. I did lose one in the night as well in the pads, unfortunately, but yeah, great start for Dad.
On a new bait, trying.
Yeah, so what one was that on?
Don't know, I think it was tuna or
Was
something.
it the dark one? Yeah, the tuna one. Yeah, so yeah, tuna's doing well, and yeah, 5 o'clock in the morning, and a great start. Just coming a bit closer on that. Stay there, Dad. Just beautiful looking carp, and yeah, 24 pound ton up, and yeah, it's a beautiful fish, that one. Still a bit lively, obviously. Just weighed it up at the. I'm just keeping close to the mat like that. They ain't gonna hurt themselves.
Oh, that one was close.
Nearly got one in the face. I'm just keeping close to the mat. They're fine. But yeah, like I say, it was an early morning call for Dad, that one. Let's just get in on this. Yeah, absolute stunning fish, that one. Oh yeah, well done, Dad, on that. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm more pleased with it.
Pleased with that one, mate?
Yes, mate.
Good, good, good. Let's get the rod back out and see if we can catch some more.
Okey-doke.
Lovely.
Back.
Well, morning, guys. As you see, Dad had that lovely 24 pound 2 common, and like I say, I lost one in the night as well. I mean, I'll pan run for you guys a bit later on, but you'll see what we're up against with the terrain, like the pads, a little bit of weed, etc. And but yeah, it just done me in the pads, bit of a seesaw effect, like, you know, he was pulling, I'm pulling, it's one of those, and you know, when you're saying to yourself as a carp angler, something's going to give you. And I knew it wouldn't be the line or the setup, because obviously that's been really upped. You know, like I say, I got a 21 pound line on, safety clip, etc., so the lead comes off. Hook length was fine, but you know, when you think the hook ain't going to take much more, and unfortunately it popped out. I mean, I'm using size 4s. It's just one of those things, it happens, doesn't it? To be fair, if I had some 2s, I think I might even put a 2 on. I think next time I come back to the Syndicate, I might put a 2 on. But but yeah, it's not been a bad start. Like I say, I've had 3. Dad's had 1. Unfortunately, Dad's dropped a couple as well in the pads. It's just one of those. It's like I say, I will pan around for you guys, and you'll see what we're up against. And that, you know, it's one of those. You're fishing up close to the pads. You know, you're really locked up here. You've got to be locked up, and sometimes they still get in there. It's like I say, it's just one of those. You know, you can't odds it sometimes. And sorry, I keep looking that way because of my rods. I've just redone them, and like I say, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning now. But the other reason why I'm up at this time, obviously I'm a carp angler and I get up early. We all do, don't we? Have a word. Look behind me. I've been only launched out of my bed. Look. He's in there. He's like, ta-da, Dad, you go out near the rods. But bless him, look at him, love him. So yeah, while he's having a kip, and I think Dad's gone back to bed for a little while, I'm going to just stay up, give my bonbon a ring, and we'll go from there. But we'll go more into details with rigs and bait and that today. And like I say, I will pan around and show you these pads, and I'll show you whereabouts I'm fishing as well. But the weather's looking like it's going to be hot again, so that's why I wanted to get them rods done early today. I want them set in position. Hopefully I might get a morning bite. Like I say, just that one bite last night, and oh, and I caught a duck as well, believe it or not. Hooked him right in the bloody neck, and But yeah, no, it's been a good start. So what have we had now? We've had two 24s, a 27 and a 29 now as well. So only first night in really. So but yeah, so it's been a good session, and I think it's time to get the kettle on and give my bonbon a ring. And here we go, guys, live bite. Well, as you just see there, live bite. It's just easing the pads. Just keep the pressure on him. Hopefully he'll pull through. Sometimes that's all it is, it's just a bit of pressure on it. So, typical, just on the phone to Faye. She guys just done a bit of filming, I said I'd ring Faye. And isn't it weird how it goes when you're on your phone to the missus, eh? So, let's see if we can get this one in. And we'll go from there. So, I hope the quality's coming out alright on the camera. Let's see if we can get this one in. Gone into a bit of weed now. But I'll say there is some serious snakes in this lake. Like I say, I got him through them initial pads there, but there's a bit of weed between me and that as well, so he's just gone in there. Let's see if he get the line moving. And we'll see if we can get him out. Generally I would keep pressure on them, but I know that weed bed is quite thick. I don't want to rip their heads off. Let's just see if he comes out. See the fish in the weed now, he's still on. He's starting to pull back now. That's it. and he's out. So sometimes it can be easy as that, sometimes it ain't, but like I say, I could see the weed. So let's see what we got. One thing I will say about this lake, they do fight in here. He was coming. There we go. Looks like another mid-20. Sorry, the sun's in my face. Looks like another good 20. So, like I say, I was on the phone to Faye. I'm going to give her a ring back, and then we'll deal with the fish then. So, hope you enjoyed the fight. Like I say, that rod weren't out there too long, and we'll get it back on the money spot. Get some more tuna and garlic on the spot, and let's see if we can catch some more. Alright, as you see, with the battle that I just had from start to finish with the take, here's the prize, £25 1 ounce mirror carp, and typical on the phone to Faye. Had to put the phone down, and here she is. Got a few red marks on it where I think it's obviously done its spawning, etc. But yeah, £25 1 ounce. And there you go. What a fish, eh? Nice way to start the day. And yeah, on the tuna and garlic, as we said, we'll get Dad to do a little bit on the bait soon. And but yeah, what a start to the morning, £25. So like I say, we'll get that rod straight back out. and see if we can capitalise on the morning feeding spell. But there it is, £25. Would you believe it? Just doing the pictures of that and have a word. He's got one on. Bloody typical, isn't it? Eh? Just had one myself. Literally just put it back. Dad had a couple of bleeps on the receiver, and he's away. So what we do is, it's a bit dark that way. It's caught us by surprise, this one. We put you there. Bear with me, lads. I'm just trying to mess around with the tripod, etc. I think that's as best as what we're going to get. So we go like that. Enjoy the fight, guys. Well, as you can see, Dad's got one on, and typical, isn't it, eh? Just doing that one, beep beep, and away he goes, like, you know. So it looks like they're having it this morning anyway, until that sun comes out. Hello, mate. Here comes Ted, calf dog Ted. I know. Let's see what this one goes. Well, it's another one for Dad. Another good 20. And yeah, doing alright, haven't we, mate?
Yep.
So get this one weighed up, sorted out, and we'll get back to you soon. And here's Dad's prize, £25. And it's 25 free, wasn't it, Dad?
Yep.
And lift his tail up a bit, mate. Or what he's got of it anyway, bless him. A little bit of tail damage on that one, but we had one of the known ones in the lake. But yeah, they're obviously having it this morning. And brace of 25-pounders for me and Dad. So yeah, it's a great start. Let's get some shots of it. Lovely, but yeah, there he goes, £25 for Dad. And yeah, lovely fish. So good start to the morning, mate, eh?
Yep.
That's it, so let's get him back.
Right, this is the view from my swim. I'll pan it round for you. As you can see, we've got all the lilies over there. Loads of lilies all the way round. Got a bit of a gap there where I'm fishing. and then we go round to more lilies where I'm fishing to that island, roughly where that snag is. Obviously we're going round to Beta because of the seagulls. So I've got one near that snag, that dead tree there, which I've had 2 runs on. And then we pan out, come round here, and roughly where that white stuff is where I'm fishing. That's a bit of feather or whatever it is sticking up. I'm roughly fishing there between the 2 weed beds. I've had 2 runs off of there. So all in all, it's pretty good. The sun's gone in now, it's pretty overcast. It's really looking lovely for a bite. We'll just have to wait and see. As you can see, the lilies are well up. And that's what's attracting the fish, I think, in this area. But we'll see. We can keep going and hopefully have some more runs. Speak to you later. Right, it's nearly 8 o'clock in the morning. Ben's got another one. It's quite a good swim he's in. Get a few fish out of there. Has it come through the lilies?
It's coming through now. He's pulling back there. He's gone right round there. two fighting here, don't they?
I know.
Thank you very much, mate. Lovely. We're in the zone, as they would say. I think that's number 6 now? 5, 6, something like that. So, yeah, we're certainly on the bait. We're in the zone. So, let's sort this one out. And then we'll definitely come to you with rigs and bait next, I think. Alright. As you see the battle there, I think it's fair to say it's going radio rental. And we just weighed it up, 31.12 common. So, like I say, I just lost for words really at the moment. The morning feeding spell, I believe, has had 25 for me, 25 for Dad, and this 31.12. So yeah, absolutely made up. Let's hold him up. Lovely common. I think it would have been a bit bigger as well if it weren't for spawning, but she's still over that mark. So let's get her up. And that, what you call a bar of gold. £31.12. Really enjoying the fishing over on the Syndicate Lake. And like I say, braced with a couple of 25s from me and Dad this morning. But yeah, the quicker I get that rod out, the quicker it's going. It just seems to be on that one rod, the tuna and garlic. I've had one on the spicy fish, all the rest on tuna and garlic. It's been the same for Dad. So I'm glad that we actually changed and tried them baits, because it's just produced this cracking 31.12. So I think we'll go through rigs and bait quickly while I've got the rod out and Dad's rod out. And then maybe have something to eat as well. But yeah, well pleased. Right, like I said, I'm going to come on to the rig section now. And this is the exact rig, sorry, that caught the 31.12. It's even still got the oil bait on it. So the yes, you're probably looking at that, and it is very, very simple. A lot of people say to me and Dad, can't believe how simple your rigs are, and simplicity is the best. As you can see, got 21 pound mainline, which is a brown coloured one. It's the Ashima Gangster line. We're not with Ashima, we used to be years ago, but I've continued using it, and it's so strong. It's like rope, but it's the actual thickness of 14 but breaks at 21, so it's a good distance line as well. Then come down to the safety clip, which is Deception one, and like I say, there's many clips on the market. You can use whatever you want. We use the Deception. Got a 3-ounce zip lead there. Obviously I'm punching over to the far margin there as such, where the pads are, and then you come along, obviously the swivel's inserted into the clip, and then you've got one of the snap links, which me and Dad are famous for. So like I say, we're the only ones that I've ever seen actually use them. You know, a lot of people use the quick change swivels with rubbers, and if you do a miscast, it is a pain in the backside, especially when friendly on bags. So then you come down and you see a 25 pound stiff link. Now, we was using coated braid, well I was, but what I was finding is when you're coming up against them pads, the actual coating on the braid was ripping. So I was forever tying another rig, and you know what I mean, etc. So in the end I stepped it up even further. I've gone 25 pound stiff link straight through. As you can see, I've knotless knotted that, and I've got a little bit of silicone on there just to trap the hair where I want it to be. That's a size 4 Deception DX curve. I think these are the best hooks on the market. I'm not just saying that because I'm sponsored. I was actually using these when we was with Fox on the Sly, so it's telling you something. So but yeah, like I say, then we come through, and that's a hardened hook bait there, the tuna and garlic from Urban. Like I said earlier in the show, we wanted to try the bait out. I mean, we've caught lots of fish here on the Nutcracker and the Fully Loaded, and it was hard to pull off of it. It really was. But there's so many good baits in the range. We've got to start, you know, trying them, because like I say, we could be missing out on something. And it's a good job I did change, because that tuna and garlic has really worked for us. I'll come on more to the bait a bit later on, but yeah, that is the rig. I don't think it can get any more technical. Only joking. It can't get any more simple than that. Line, a clip, a lead, a snap link, and a hook length. That is it, and all I'm doing is attaching a castaway PVA bag to it with about 4 or 5 baits to it. But yeah, simplicity is key in carp fishing. There's no need for all these beads and God knows whatever else they want to put on. I mean, a lot of people are using a Ronnie rig, but just a standard bottom bait, it still works, guys. Don't get caught up in all the hype. But there it is. Like I say, we'll go to Dad's rigs now. I'm going to get this one back out on the spot. Actually, in fact, we'll do Dad's rigs first, just in case it does go off again. But let's go and see what Dad's using.
Right, this is my rig, very basic. It's a rig that I feel very confident with. I use it all the time and tweak it for whatever situation I find myself in. But it's so simple, it really is. And that's why I keep using it, I suppose. First we got this Ashima line, the gangster line. Been using that for donkey's years. We were with Ashima, we're not now, but they still let us have some of their stuff. And this line is something else. I mean, it's £21 and it's the same thickness as a £14 line. If you're casting distances, it really is something. We come down to a safety clip. The safety clip I'm using is a Deception one, and it's just got basic tail rubber on it and a lead weight. You can use any lead weight. I'm using all my old leads because obviously sometimes we're losing the lead in the pads, which is what we want to do. So I'm just using old leads. Then we come down to the snap link. We've been using these since, I don't know, since the year dot. It's just something we caught onto in our match fishing, and it's for quick change. When we're fishing, especially when you're using bags like sticks at Bast and something like that, where you're fishing pretty quick and catching pretty quick, you need to have something. You don't want to be tying knots on onto the swivels and that. You just need a snap link like that. It opens like that, the hook link comes off, and you're changing to a new rig with a new bag on it. I bet I won't get that on there now. Let's see. If I put the glasses on, there you go. And that just goes over and it's on. The hook link is a Deception one, isn't it? We're using now, yeah. And it really is. It's a coated hook link, no problem. It's quite stiff when you take the coating off. If I can get it. Quite stiff there, but you've got movement. And then from then on we put in this shrink tube. Put that on and shrink that on a kettle or whatever you've got to produce heat to shrink it. And I don't know if you can see it, but there is a little bit of silicone there which we use to trap the hair onto the shank of the hook. And then it's just a question of putting one of the boilies on. At the moment I'm using that tuna, and I think it's tuna and krill or tuna and something.
Tuna and garlic.
Tuna and garlic. Oh yeah, I should know that. It stinks. And that's what I've been catching on, so I'll keep doing that. As Ben said though, if we'd have bought the nutcracker with us, we would have probably gone on that. So we had to use what we bought. Maybe we wouldn't do it in a match. Obviously we go with something that we've tried and tested in a match. But when you're doing this sort of fishing and you've got a chance to use a different bait, it is worth trying it, because you never know, you might hit onto the one that's the best one. And that's why we keep doing it. Also, it helps you guys. We're showing you our rigs and we're telling you, or showing you, that you can catch with any baits. And there it is.
Just keep that rig like that and I'll zoom right in for you guys. You can see it in its full construction then. I'll just zoom, stay there, Dad. There it is there. Like I say, it's a pretty basic rig. Well, it is. I think it's the most basic fishing rig, well, fishing rig in carp fishing. And I think a lot of people ignore it nowadays. They want tubing, they want lead core, they want safe zone leaders or whatever. I think there's too much sometimes on these rigs, and simplicity is key, as Dad said there. Look, you got a Deception lead clip, 3-ounce lead, snap link. He is using coated braid because where he is in the pads and that, I don't think it's as rough as where I am. And the coated, the one that Dad's actually using is from Deception. The one that I've got is an old one that I'm just using, and yeah, it's not any good, so I'm gonna have to switch to the coated. I've switched to fluorocarbon, but as you can see with Dad's rig, very basic, very similar, and it's working for him. He's had a couple of bites on that one now as well. So I think now it's time to get that rig back in the lake.
Yep, with some bait on it and hopefully catch another one.
That's it. So
The rig's definitely working and the bait's definitely working, so the next time we come here we could bring another bait of Irvin's and try that, which I definitely would. I would bring something different and try it. With a lot of lakes, I mean, most baits work in any lakes, but unless you keep trying these different ones, you may not find the one that's the best.
Yep, so that's it on the rig front, guys. Like I say, we'll come to you a bit later on in the session with bait application, etc., and we'll go from there. But I think it's time now to get these rigs back in, because I don't know how long we got in feeding time, because the sun's coming right above us. It's going to be a warm one, so let's get them back out and see if we can catch some more.
Bye guys.
Right, well, we're coming into that lunchtime period now. I believe it's about 1 o'clock, and excuse me, it's gone a bit quiet, which we thought it would. The sun's come out. There's a bit of wind on the lake. There is a bit of chop now, but there hasn't been for the last couple of hours. It's been flat, calm and still, and so I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you guys what I'm up against. I'm going to zoom in on these pads. Just bear with me. That's what I mean with the sets of pads that I'm dealing with. Obviously they're proper up now, and they are very, very, very thick, as you can see if I'm coming right in for you guys. Yeah, they are very thick. I'm just panning the camera around for you guys. Let me put the tripod down a sec. Yeah, it's they're very thick, and there they are basically. Like, so there's even a couple of sets just here in front of me to the right, which I've had a couple of fish from, these two sets here. And then when you pan round, you can just see how thick they are, and to be fair, that's where the fish want to be at the moment. So but yeah, they come right away along. And then I've got another rod which is in that gap there, I mean, which obviously screams carp, and like I say, that's where we've got them at the moment. But yeah, you can see how thick them pads are. The old man's just woken up. You alright? Alright, he's going to the toilet. So but yeah, it's just to let you guys know how thick them pads really are. That spot there has done a lot of the bites, that one. You can just see it's just a carp magnet, isn't it? Probably one of the best carp houses in the country. Look at that, right in the middle of all the thick pads. And that's where I've had most of them from. But the other spot, I'll just pan round. As you can see, there's just tons of them down there, absolutely tons. The wind's pushing in nice now. The other spot is just there. See that light in between the two sets of pads? Just on that tip bit there. I've had a couple from that bit there as well. So yeah, just two sets of pads really. But like I say, it's just pan back round for you guys. Bear with me. That's it. Just letting you guys know realistically what we're up against. Like I say, I've lost one. I think Dad's lost two. But I hope this seals it as such. You know, you can see you need to have proper gear to be fishing in this lot, you know, which we have got. We've not lost any end tackle whatsoever. Just gonna bring that up a bit. There you go. We've not lost any end tackle whatsoever, which is great. Testament to the stuff. But we have had 3 hook pulls. Obviously, you're gonna get it. It's hit and hold stuff. You know, I don't think it matters what hook you're using. I think we've all been in that situation where it's either you or the fish. You know, you can't let it go. You know, and especially in that lot. You know, when I'm fishing in the middle of that hole, mate. To be fair, well, if I was in a match, I wouldn't even be fishing my bait runner on. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't. I'd be sitting literally bed chair. Don't even know if I had my bibby up. Bed chair would be literally the front of the swim. You know, I've got the runners on, but they are screwed up so tight. The fish is just not getting any line anyway. But it is just in case. I mean, of a night, I'm pulling just in front of that hole there to give me a bit of time to get up. You know, it's not fair on the fish, and but it's still got in there with a stretcher line. You know, that's the other problem you got to contend with. You know, we can't use braid, which is a shame. But so yeah, the stretcher of the line, it still managed to get in there. But that's one of the spots. That's the hot spot at the moment. That one. That's what's doing it for me. Like I say, Dad's just got up. He's just had a little kip because it has gone quiet, but it's just got overcast a little bit now. So maybe, you know, there could be a bite on the card this afternoon. But yeah, it was very hot. It got hot from about, I don't know, 8:30, probably up until about half hour ago. But as you can see, that wind's picked up lovely and it's pushing into my end. So hopefully we might get some more. But we'll leave it there, and we'll come back to you guys when there's something to report. Jesus Christ, I thought I'd put the camera back on quickly. Look at it. It's like a monsoon. Look at her, look. Lovely. Look at that lot. Beautiful. And that's for you two down there. I don't want a bite in the middle of this lot. Look at it. I think we'll let Dad do bait in the middle of this. Love him. Right. It's time to get the waterproof jacket ready. Shut up. Right, we're coming onto the bait section now, and the rain has finally stopped.
Oh, it was hammering down, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Bloody hammering down. Thundered a lot.
It was getting, well, it was like a monsoon. I've even swept my swim out. Now, it doesn't mean to say that I carry a broom with me, but there is one on the Syndicate Lake and it was behind me, so I swept my swim. Just don't tell me missus. Right, I'm going to start with Dad with his bait. So, how many you had?
I've had 3.
You've had 3?
Lost 3.
Lost 3. That's just due to the pads and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's unfortunate it happens. You know, I didn't want to pull too hard. I got all the gear back and never had a breakage or anything like that. But they seem to, once they get in pads, they seem to get free of the hook. And we're using microbarbs anyway, so it helps them.
Yeah, of course it does.
But I've been using these ardent hook baits from Urban.
Yep.
Tuna and garlic. They smell like that, you know. And they've been soaked in this. It's the tuna and garlic dip from Urban. This stinks, that stinks, but obviously the fish like it, and that's what I've been catching on. Right. So I'm well pleased with that. Yeah, these are ardent hook baits, they're bottom baits.
Right.
Yeah, they're bottom baits, these ones, and yeah, they've done worked a treat for me, and the smell has been there, so it's just unfortunate that I should have had a tally of 6, but ended up with a tally of 3.
Right. So far,
yeah, we've still got another night to go there.
Done alright though, new sizes, was that a 21, 24 and a 25, so still 3 good 20s, isn't it?
I'm well happy with that. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it is. So, well, that's what Dad's been using, the tuna and garlic.
What have you been using?
You know, I've been doing a bit of both. I mean, obviously I've been fortunate enough, I'm in a swim where I've had 2 separate areas working very well. On the left hand rod, been using exactly what Dad's just shown there, the tuna and garlic. I always use an hardened hook bait, and just in case you've got nuisance fish and stuff like that, you know, and especially where we're fishing tight to snags and stuff like that, last thing you want is a roach to peck it away, and you're thinking, well, why ain't that gone? And then you bring it in, there's no bait on. So it's something I've always done, and Dad's done. We've always used hardened hook baits. Guarantees you fishing. Again, just putting it in the dips, and that was your rod, I think. Dad's just had a bleep. Bit of pause there. Dad's just had a bleep, so don't know. If it bleeps again, we might have to cut.
Might have to run in a minute.
Yeah, because we are fishing locked up. And but the like I was saying, with the hardened hook baits, that's what I've been fishing on the left-hand rod. I've had, I think it's 5 runs on the left-hand rod now with the tuna and garlic, and I've had 5 runs with the spicy fish. Like I say, the right-hand rod, basically, excuse the mud on it, obviously we've just had a monsoon. The spicy fish, the red spicy fish. Now, if you're into like your spicy baits, you know, your chili baits or whatever, and you like them hot, you might want to have a bang on these, because I'll tell you what, this is like, well, when you put it on, I advise you not to stick your fingers in your mouth afterwards, or anywhere near your mouth. And I advise as well, cheers Ted, my dog is absolutely covered in mud, and he's just jumped straight on my bed chair. Lovely. But I advise you not to roll fags either once you put one of these on. But yeah, like I say, if you're into your chili stuff and your hot spicy stuff, these are not bad. The other thing what I soaked them in is the actual red spicy flavour. Now,
I thought you could pour that over your, over your rice and all that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if I put this on your kebab, you wouldn't notice the difference, but bloody hell, it blows your head off. It really, really does. So that's what I've been putting in the mix, as well as on the hook baits. There is another.
I wonder why fish like them spicy things.
Yeah, don't know. It must be something to do with their. I would think like nervous system, or
I don't know. I mean,
sensitivity, or something like that.
They like stuff that's really hot.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be something to do with it. But yeah, there's another tuna and garlic dip. That one's for more soaking on baits, which I have done here. Now we are using the same mix when I mean we've got tuna boilies, red spicy fish boilies, and we've actually put tiger nuts in. The syndicate allows tiger nuts, and all we're doing is just doing PVA bag, hooking them on and casting them tight as we can to the pads. Obviously all the PVA's from Castaway, and it's just reliable stuff. It doesn't come off when casting, you know, not like some of these PVA's we've used.
Rubbish, isn't it?
You know, you cast it out and your lead accelerates through the air and you think that's going a bit quick, and then the bag goes plop right next to you. It's very tough and it's very durable. Like I say, yes, we are with them, but it's not a plug. You can use what you want. And we always state that on the O'Connor angle. You use what you're confident with. But if you are having problems with, you know, you don't know about bait, PVA, I strongly recommend them. Leave a comment underneath if you think I'm wrong, but please leave a comment underneath if you think I'm right. So that's what we're doing. I mean, as for the mix, I will get a close-up on this. It's a little bit easier to do. But that's basically it. That's what we're using. Tigers, spicy fish, and the tuna and garlic. Basically, we're putting it all out. I mean, obviously, we're into summer now. The fish are spawned, and it's time to get on the fish meals, as they would say. So basically, that's what it is, and it's got all the tuna and garlic dips in, and the chili dip as well. So yes, I will have to wash my hands after this, because it will be on fire. But that's it for bait. I'll get some close-ups on it. Today, though, has been a bit...
Yeah, been a bit slow.
Yeah,
We've had
it has.
the rain, and most of the day we had the monsoon about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, right, I think
Go
we
on,
better
Dad,
cut
better
there.
go and have a look at
I
that.
think Dad might be having a bite, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to stay with you. I'm going to take the camera. I'll tell you what, we'll hold on. Give me a shout, Dad, if you're in.
Yeah.
So here we go, guys. This could be a live take. We're going to wait for Dad to give us the shout. Let's see if he gives us the shout. Nothing yet, guys. Bear with. You got one? Nothing yet. So I'm not too sure whether Yep, he is in, guys. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave the camera running live, and let's see what he's got on the end of this. So join me now for the fight. Let's go. Before we go, look at him. What are you doing? Come in, let's go see Grandad. Come in. Right, here we go then, guys. As you can see, I've got a bloke right behind me. Lovely. Right, look at that monster in there. It's great. Right, let's join Dad. Here we go. Are you in?
Yeah.
Is he in the pads? Right, we're still live. We're still rocking and rolling. Fish has done him in the pads. So, I think what we'll do is we'll cut it there, unfortunately.
Can't go any further.
We can't go any further. So, we're going to see how we can get this one out. And we'll go from there. So, bear with us, guys. But that's where we're at.
Come down here with the camera.
Yeah, well, would you believe it? Just put the rod down, I'll turn the camera off. And he's away. It came out itself. It's just a bit awkward filming in this swim, guys, because I can't really get too close. I'll be in the drink. But yeah, he's got one on. So, there we go. Let's enjoy the fight. But yeah, typical, like we was just saying with the bait. There you go, proof's in the pudding. As we're talking about it, bang, the right hand rod's gone, which is on the tuna and garlic. And well, you can't get any more truer than that, can you, eh? Telling you what bait we're using, and Dad's right hand rod's gone. So put the rod to the right, Dad. That's it. But yeah, so yeah, it was a good advert, wasn't it, really? Alright, and there you go. And would you believe it? He's gone and caught one of the big ones out of the lake at £37, 5 ounces. What an absolute beast. What a fight. Obviously he's getting absolutely caned still. Ted wants to get involved, bless him. But yeah, £37, 5 ounces for Dad. And that was all live, the whole lot. Look at that. What a fish. £37, 5, biggest fish so far from the syndicate. And what a scrap for the old man. Proper scrap, that fish. Start to finish, live take. Unbelievable that was. I'm just going to get some pictures for Dad in a minute. But the yeah, what an absolute beast that is. £37 on the tuna and garlic. And yeah, brilliant. That is absolutely fantastic. I'll tell you what, Dad, we'll spin him round. We'll have another look at the other side.
I might look, because my thumb,
Yeah, you hurt it, didn't you?
it hurts that way round. I'll try.
But yeah, like I say, from start to finish, but yeah, £37, 5. It's the biggest one we've had so far from the syndicate this year. Like I say, absolutely brilliant fish that is. But and it was all live as well.
He's still lively.
Which was great. You heard the initial bleeps of the bite, you heard the initial take. Like I say, we got him out. So, there you go. Just lift his tail up a bit, mate. Well, we're going to have to go there because Dad's hurt his thumb, but yeah, £37, 5. What a fish.
Can't hold it that way for long.
That's alright, mate, that's fine. We've got enough footage of that, so pleased. What about yourself? You well pleased?
Yeah, I'm well happy with that.
Yeah, great, well done then. Okay then, we'll get him back, and there we go. Even Ted's having a little look, bless him. But yeah, £37, 5. What a fish from start to finish, and it was a live take, only on the O'Connor angle, of course.